Today I'm going to be sharing with you super easy and beautiful Christmas signs and gifts. Welcome to my channel, Freckled Mom DIY. I'm Devin. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, hey, this is a challenge, crafting for a cause. I'll explain that in a bit, but let's jump right into these DIYs. This first DIY was a frame I had picked up from the thrift store. I had gotten this half price, mind you. It was originally $6.99 and I paid $3.50 for it. So I taped off the edges and I decided just to paint this chalkboard center. So I love the way that the frame already looked. So I just went through with my Waverly ink and I gave it one good coat. Now, I could have done a second coat, but here I wanted to try some white dry brushing to see what it would look like, and I love the effect that came out. I did want to do 2 coats of whatever paint just to cover up those words underneath because I didn't sand it down. So I do go through and sand the dry paint off just to make it easier because I'm going to be putting some vinyl down. Now, I haven't done vinyl in quite a while, so this was a little chore for me. I had to go back to my roots here. So I made that on my Cameo and I think it's super cute, and this is just to go in my living room to go along with my ski lodge theme that I'm working on. And I think this is so sweet. Again, I made this through Cameo, but you could make something very similar in clip art or wherever you do your anywhere you make your clip art. And then I just transferred it over to my Cameo Silhouette Studio and printed it out. And now you can see I am just laying it down where it looks nice. I am measuring a little bit, but just kind of eyeing it. And there were a couple different pieces here. Now I did use some very thin fonts, and I did have some difficulty with this. So I probably next time use some thicker fonts. I love the way it came out though, but it was a little bit of extra work because I am used to using my Club Couture now. So this was definitely a lot of extra steps. So this is my Mod Podge. I always put it over my stencils. This just reduces bleed through. And as I said, I have a couple different parts here and they are all going to get the same color. So I'm just going to go through like a little conveyor belt. And now this is my elephant from Waverly, and I'm going through with a little foam brush and I'm just giving it one good coat. Now you do see when I pull this up that some of my letters did pull up, which does seem to happen to me whenever I use chalk paint over a stencil, but we'll see how it goes. So now you can see I definitely had a little difficulty pulling this up. I definitely let it dry too long, so that was my bad, but I am going to clean it up. So here I'm just weeding it out, and you get a little bit in my head, so that's okay. But I do have to fix a lot of this. I don't know if it's because of dry brushing or that I left it on too long, but as you can see at the bottom here, a lot of it came off, and so I definitely have to go through and fix it. But I wanted to get all the little pieces out first and just clean it up the best I can before I go through. Now, I am not the best when it comes to any kind of detail painting. Like, my hands aren't steady, but I did the best I could, and my husband loves it, so I guess I did a good job. But here I am just going through, and I didn't record myself painting it only because, like I said, I'm a little difficult with that, so it took me a little while. So this is adorable. I just love the way this came out. I think it is so sweet. So it's definitely a little small for the area I put it in, but I just love it. I think it has a very vintage look to it, and I did leave some of the spots when I was painting it just because I wanted it to have that vintage look. And I love the way it came out. I think it is just super sweet and adorable, and you could do this for whatever you want. If you're new or coming over from the playlist, welcome. On Freckled Mom DIY, we do Dollar Tree crafts, DIY, gifts and decor, thrift flipping, and more. We are renovating our 1925-year-old New England cottage, so we also have some home improvement. If you like these kinds of videos, go ahead and subscribe. This is a challenge, Crafting for a Cause, hosted by Teresa B. DIY and co-hosted by Crafted by Corey. This month's fundraiser is Morgan's Light. There's a link and some information down in my description, as well as the links to the hosts and co-hosts' channels. So I had made this sign on a live, but I did want to share the full project with you because it is super cute. So this is a Dollar Tree board. I just filled in the holes and I flipped it over, and I am painting this with my Waverly chalk paint in red. I do 2 coats of it, and then I do some lines, and not seen, but they were just lines that I did with a charcoal pencil, and then I smudge it with my finger so that way it gives it that like wood planky look. And then I go through with my antique wax and I'm going around the edges as well as the lines. And this is just to give it like that vintage board kind of feel. So whenever you do chalk couture, you always want to put down a little clear wax before you put down your stencil. So this is where I was doing the live and I wasn't exactly recording everything. So here is what I was doing, the front version. So I was just covering up my board, you're gonna see. So this is just the transfer that we use in chalk couture, and then we have a little squeegee and we just put on a little bit of the paste. Now this is special paste made by chalk couture, so that way there's less bleed through and it is a reusable stencil. So here I'm just peeling it up. You don't have to wait for it to dry, and I love it. There is a little bit that missed on this and that I could have added a little bit more, but I love how it came out. I think this is so sweet, and this just adds a perfect little addition to my Christmas decorations. And of course, I just think it's so cute. So if you haven't tried chalk couture, you definitely need to. This is so much fun and so quick and so easy, and you could really do so many beautiful pieces. So here's another project that I did not share from beginning to end. So I had gone to the chalk couture tour and we got to do an art project on site. So this is what you would get if you were doing the Club Couture. It would come with a surface, a transfer, which is just a stencil, and 3 sample paste. And it's just enough to do for a full project, plus it's reusable. So here I am at the chalk couture event. I am wearing a t-shirt that Jamie made for me from What's Jamie Making, and as you can see, I did mess up a little bit, so I went back home and now I'm going to fix it. So like I said, these transfers are reusable. So here is my transfer that I already used. So you do want to fuzz it, even if it's your second time using it, just to make sure you don't peel up the paint that is already there. So I'm just going to line this up the best I can because I want to fix the parts where I missed it a little bit. And you can see that all there, it's just missing a little bit of paint. So I just have a little bit on the end of my squeegee, and I am just going to fill it in. And like I said, these are reusable, so you could use just a part of the stencil, or you could use all of it. You could use a part of a different stencil and add to this. But I think this is super sweet and a really nice gift to give for Christmas. So I am super excited that now my Christmas gifts are almost done this year. Like, I'm so happy. And then I just peeled it up, and that's it, guys. Like, it is so sweet, so quick, so adorable. I am in love with these designs. I think they are just so high end, and I just love everything about chalk. Like, I just love it. I love it so much. If you've been thinking about doing chalk, November is a great month to start because they have a lot of deals right now, a lot of sales and Black Friday sales, and the kit is amazing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you were inspired and not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have a lot coming up, so make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Down in my description are the links to my Amazon store and the supplies I use, as well as the links for the fundraiser we are supporting today, Morgan's Light. Don't forget to follow along the playlist to see what everyone else is creating. If you're looking to purchase chalk couture or would like to join my team, send me a message or mention it in the comments. There are also links to my link tree in my description that will bring you right to my Club Couture links. What you're seeing right now is a little glimpse into my girls' trip that we had last weekend. My grandma, my best friend of 30 years, and I went away to Mystic, Connecticut. If you haven't been, it is truly a magical place. There are so many restaurants, an aquarium, and the casino, as well as this little shopping village called Old Mystic Village. I got so much inspiration, and I love looking around and getting ideas for gifts and decor. I have another video coming out tomorrow, and I'm super excited. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of my pictures from my trip, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye.
All the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you, baby. This year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again, to see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire, chill.